Hello?
Girl, you not gonna believe this.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video. So today we will be doing my homemade viral TikTok honey bun cake. Woo! Using these ingredients that you see here. I know y'all all have been gone for 2 weeks. As y'all can hear, mama has been fighting allergy colds, COVID, child. We have been fighting oppression. Okay, we are just in a fight for our lives over here. What more do you want from me? Okay, so without further ado, let's get into it. So back and somewhat better, we're going to go ahead and get this started by whipping up all of our ingredients into my favorite little mixer gifted to me by my mom. Shout out to Nance. So we're going to add in the cake mix, the 1 cup of oil, the 3 large eggs, as well as it's a half a cup of oil and a whole cup of water. And then I also added in a little bit of powdered sugar. I also added in just a teensy bit of vanilla extract to kind of give it a little bit more of that honey bun taste. I already know whenever you see my little speckled non-stick bundt cake pan, we're about to get into a bundt cake version. This is the only pan I have, and so I'm just going to use what God gives me until he blesses me with more. I did go ahead and, even though it's non-stick, I still oil my pan up because listen, y'all trust these people to be non-stick, but my pan has been through some things, so I always oil her up, and then I go ahead and preheat the oven to 350. Make sure I pour all of that delicious cake batter mix in there. But before I do anything else, I poured just a teensy bit, and then I took my brown sugar, cinnamon, and sugar mix, and then I topped it on that first layer. This is how you get that honey bun esque swirl throughout it. And then I went ahead and poured the remaining cake mix on top. Now, what I also show you here is I actually used a chopstick and essentially like just poke throughout to create the swirl effect so that all of that delicious cinnamon, brown sugar, and sugar mixture could get mixed throughoutly, as well as put some on the top so that as it's baking, because essentially we'll flip this upside down, that bottom gets like a caramelized crunch that is just to die for. Once I did all that, again, I went in with the rest of the cake batter. I cleaned up the pan so that the cake could bake perfectly, and then I placed it into my preheated oven that was sitting there on 350. And once this beauty came out of the oven, I did go ahead and take just some basic cream cheese frosting while the cake was still hot, and I essentially went ahead and spread it all over the cake. It is essential to make sure that cake is still warm because, as you see, the icing creates like this pooled glaze, and this is how it turned out. It was so delicious. I'm gonna be honest, this cake did not make it past 3 days in my house. That is how amazing it was. It tastes spot on, exactly like a honey bun, and it was so delicious. I was so excited because I ended up writing this recipe down to make for Thanksgiving. So that is all I have this week. I'm so happy to be back, and I will catch y'all in the next cooking video. Bye guys.